Acts, we see Paul and who? Silas. We see Paul and Silas. So they are preaching, they are going to preach all the time. And then there comes this young girl, and she was prophesying. She was saying, behold the servants of God, which preach salvation, which bring the good news, which preach the true and living God. Those were her words, right? Those were her words. And then the Bible says, after many days, Paul was troubled. So that kind of thing that is called Paul was troubled, which means he discerned. And he rebuked and said, I rebuke you, unclean spirit. And what does the next verse say? The next verse says that they arrested Paul and Silas, put them in jail, because this lady brought great rewards to her master. So which means for her, before you come and say, woman of God, prophet says, drop a seed of $1,500 first. You understand? Before you see the man of God, you know, create and see. Now, let me draw, because there's a very thin line there. Okay? There's a very thin line there. It's not wrong to give to a prophet of God. But you give as you are led by the Spirit of God. Not as a condition. So, there are churches here in Uganda, in Kampala, where for you to get an appointment with the man of God, you go and pay money and they write for you a receipt and you wait. So before the secretary lets you in, you show the receipt. Now, if you hear God from that man of God, you have heard the divining spirit. Okay? Those are three differences, right? The fourth difference is this. The spirit of divination is the spirit of perversion. It's a spirit of perversion. While the spirit of prophecy, the true spirit of God, is a spirit of purity. And perversion in what sense? It will start from man of God. Okay. Let me give an example. There's a man of God in Uganda here. Now what I'm telling you, I didn't hear from another man. I heard from the Spirit of God. There is a man of God in Uganda here, and a group of others. This man of God, or this particular man of God, was contacted by one of the rich guys in Kampala to pray for him. You know, this is where they go. They know they have the money, so they can have the access. Man of God, my business says blah, 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 blah. So man of God says, it's okay. So after that, they gave him a bulky envelope. You get? Because he prayed. You get? Now, this is a warning to you as a prophet of God. Never, whether somebody has the money or they don't have the money, never take the one with the money as more useful than the one without the money. When you consider that in your heart, you begin to yield to a spirit of deception, and that is divination. So this is what the man of God did. He prayed for the man of God, not for the rich guy in Kampala here. And from the time he prayed for that man, a certain spirit took over that man of God. A certain spirit took over him. A very funny spirit. Why? Because the primary concern of you as a prophet of God, if somebody comes to you and they have their money and they want you to pray for them, your primary concern is not the erasing of their trouble. No. Your primary concern should be the salvation of their soul. So even if you come with 10 million shillings and you're not born again, maybe, man of God, they told me, every time you pray, things happen. I will ask you, what, are you born again? Because if I take your money, it means I have exchanged what is pure with what is perverse. That's why I say the spirit of divination is a spirit of perversion. Now, divination is only when I come and say, your name is so and so, I had a dream of this. No. Even in the teaching, divination can come in. But the way divination comes in, now we see it from the manifestation of the spirit of mammon. Okay? So, those are the differences. Then, what other question?
Question, please.
No, she has a question. By the way, feel free to ask. Apart from the questions that are written there, feel free to ask. Into what? Oh, sorry. What I'm saying is, divination is a perversion from what is of God. Okay? Now, when you sit under a man that is operating nation, obviously, the head of that meeting or the topics of that meeting, at the end of the day, they'll be surrounded by mammon. How much you have to give to receive from God. You've understood it? Okay. Yes, please.
Help me explain more about trance.
I was going there. A trance, okay. A trance is a vision, let's say. Okay, a trance is what happens to somebody when your body is awake, but your mind is immobilized. Like your mind cannot access what is being given to you. For example, I can sit down here. Okay, this is the most common experience people say when they're having trances. They say, I just felt a power come over me and I began to doze. When I dozed off, then I saw. We see that in the book of Acts. Peter, the Bible says he was hungry and he went up top of a building to pray. Now you realize what I told you earlier, that some of you feel something and you don't know it's God speaking to you. For Peter, he was hungry. How many of you here, and I know these are experiences of many prophets, how many of you here, you have eaten food, after eating, and then not even minutes later, you're like, I feel like I'm hungry. You get that? No. That is a sign. Okay? Peter felt hungry, and what was open to him was the ministry unto the Gentiles. It's not about eating pork or not eating pork, pure animals and impure animals, no. That vision was higher than that. And you see, like the wisdom I told you earlier,